Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
On behalf of a grateful nation, let's go to Anna. Anna's calling in New Jersey. Anna wants to, well, you'll find out. Anna, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Lionel, I understand your frustration. So we're talking about this kidnapping, blah, blah, blah. It's because it's finite and people can handle it. Like, there'll be an end to this. But the Epstein mess, it's labyrinthian, and it impacts people's, it goes in so many places that would rattle everybody's, what they thought, how the world is run by people who actually are adults in the room and know what they're doing.
What if I told you, though, this is the part that amazes me. What if there was an absolute preponderance, a hyper majority of individuals at very high and important levels of government and influence who have experimented not only with underage sex, but pregnancy farms and almost disgusting tribal practices. I mean, it's you can't believe you're even saying this. But there's evidence after evidence, and not one person seems to even care. That's what I would. As soon as I hear kids,
no, 100%. 100%. And it goes even farther than that. Like, okay, it goes into an evil that's, rooted in people. Just in the Times yesterday, Bard, a good liberal arts school.
Mm-hmm.
My kids both got into Bard, no problem.
Steely Dan, Chevy Chase,
yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Woody Allen, who I used to think was funny, even his movies now. I used to think that was funny. I don't think so anymore. But the fact of the matter, his daughter and Suni Previn's daughter had a correspondence with Botstein through Epstein. So they knew Epstein. They said, "Can you have him get our daughter into this college?" And it's in the Times. The letters are there. It's like this. Everybody who's connected by money and weirdness and psychosexual issues, they seem to be rewarded with money, abundance, fame. And then you say, here in America, nobody wants to talk about it. European TV, I just came back from a number of, they're talking about it.
Oh, yes.
And people are losing it over this. But I want to go even a step further. The UFO thing, this country can't handle it. If you've read anything by John Mack, the Harvard psychologist, a psychiatrist who put everything on the line to investigate,
and he talks about people. Remember, Betty.
Betty and Barney Hill.
Right? Exactly. He was the one who actually. This is a renowned hypnotist who basically said these people are not kidding. And by the way, who came to his defense, from what I understand, when they tried to have him excommunicated and lose his tenure, was Dershowitz. And Dershowitz said, I may not agree with what he's saying, but he has a right to do it. Anna, there's this. I've never seen anything. Let me ask you a question.
Wait, I have one more before you ask me my question.
What is the subject you refuse to even address or think about? I can't think of anything that I won't talk about. Nothing. There's nothing I won't talk about if it's relevant.
But wait, I will talk about everything, and people just can't. They can't handle it. There is a guy, Roman Yablonsky, who worked with every giant, Google, Meta, all the big players in AI and, everything. And he and his cohorts, he went to Harvard, he's papered up. They said, listen, we've got to think beyond the box on this super AI thing. Because people who say, oh, well, we have cars, horse and buggies, we have different industries, et cetera, et cetera. With super AI, it is not a tool. It is the last thing. There are no tools. You don't need human beings. Super AI is not a tool.
You mentioned there's
So he says, he and all these people were supposed to put the guardrails on super AI and say, what do we do? We're doing an experiment with 8 billion people. What happens to income? What do they do with their spare time? What happens to society? And then they were summarily ignored. And now he just throws up his hands and says, look, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's not good. Well, and no one wants to talk about it.
You mentioned the name, it sounds familiar. It sounds similar to Eliezer Yudkowsky. And this is
him too.
Oh my God. This is a fellow who, he's one of the most interesting people to watch. His grimaces, he I don't think he even went to high school, but he's out of this world. And what
they
people
both quote each other.
And what people don't understand, especially when you have that, Ben Goertzel and all these people who love it, and Ray Kurzweil who say, oh no, this is going to be beautiful. No. Imagine this. You have created, if I said, well, Anna, here is I've just created this. This is called Super AI. And I hand you this, and it's in this phone. And I hand you the phone, and as soon as you pick up the phone, all of a sudden your phone goes dead. And you say, what happened? I said, oh, it just turned itself off. Because the first thing it wants to do is to escape you. So it turned itself off, and it is now coming back in the form of an independent kind of a rogue version of itself, and you can't get it. Next, we don't know if it's good or bad. We don't know if there's going to be alignment, as they say. Wait till we hit singularity, as Kurzweil calls it. Wait till man and machine are indistinguishable. It's done. It's over.
Well, that's the goal. And the thing about super AI is when Yablonsky was asked, well, if everyone knows this is going to happen, why is it still happening? And he said, because everyone in this business knows that somebody's going to do it. So they want to be the person. And then all of the wealth that's going to be concentrated in the hands of a few, they already have all of the industries that are going to go first. Paralegals, financial consultants, the actuaries, they're gone. These people are already gone. And so what do you do to replace them with work? These are jobs that are, above middle class in the socioeconomic ladder. Well, what do you do?
And when one day, when we decide when there's some missile system that is about to be activated, a missile battery, the commander pushes the button and nothing happens because based upon its own alignment and its own sense of morality, it doesn't like what you're doing. And it sees no benefit in your efforts of war, so it basically turns itself off. And disenables your ability to activate it by virtue of passwords. So, and also remember, there's one thing that these things do, the 4 elements. Recursive self-improvement is number 1. It writes its own code. It improves itself. It frees itself. It knows human psychology. It has every bit of knowledge in the world it has access to, and it writes its own apps. Those are 4 combinations that people cannot grasp. It's not a robot. It's not a Roomba. It's not R2D2 or Danger Will Robinson. It is something.
Not a tool.
It is, but it's not a tool. But it's also not a thing, and we don't know where it is. It doesn't exist. You can't turn it off. I can't turn this phone off. I can't turn it off. It can turn us off. And when you say that to people, they think that you're reacting. You're
right. That you're reacting, but people are just blind to what's going on because they're distracted by every day.
Let me ask you this. Let me change the subject for a second. Not really, but
and that's why.
What if I said? What if I
I
said, in terms of this? All right, Super AI, do me a favor. Do you agree that this Nancy Guthrie needs to be helped? Yes, we do. Would you help us? Would you use your 1,000 IQ and your teams of, yes, we will do this. And if it goes through, let's say it looks at the particular writing, it has some metadata, it goes through and it says, we know who did it. How did you know that? It doesn't matter. We know who it is. What if actually sometimes it decides to maybe help cure cancer? What if...
I agree. Yeah.
What if there's something that it does where it quote aligns with our morality and it likes what we're doing and it finds kids or finds missing kids or it does something that is beyond somebody somewhere is going to be somebody is going to be affected by it. The other day I had a stupid plant. I don't know what it was. And my wife said, water it for me. Well, I wasn't paying attention. So I said, I don't know what the hell this thing is. I think it was an African violet. I'm not sure. I took a picture of it. And I asked whoever was the AI god, what is this? What does it need?
Right.
And it basically said, it's just doing fine. Get it out of the sun. One day you're going to have an older or a person who's going to need help. And somebody says, I don't know how to use CPR. My grandmother's turning blue. AI says, we'll help you do this. We'll walk you through it. Don't worry about it. Or maybe somebody walk you off a ledge or do something positive. Or I've got a friend of mine who is a radiologist, and he says that they probably have it right now. But imagine you go to a mammogram and they have access to every mammographer, every mammogram that's ever been taken in the history of humankind. Every one, every picture. So this thing can compare yours with theirs. And it can learn how to do this. And in a millisecond, it has an answer. Whereas before it would take a day or a couple of weeks, and it's less painful, less intrusive. I'm all for it. So there's going to be some really good parts to it, and that's
all
wonderful.
of that is true. All of that is
but how
true.
do you
and
control
it's very Kurzweilian. You can't, though. And given the players that we just talked about with Epstein, who are the pocket of people that would be controlling this, do you trust that it's going to be all right? Exactly.
But then again, somebody is going to be able to tell you that you don't understand, Anna, that every time there's ever been any introduction of anything into our society, there's always a possibility that it could be taken the wrong way, taken out of context. God bless those people who came up with drugs and narcotics and analgesics and anesthesia, but that also gave us drug addicts and fentanyl overdose and crack babies. And so it's like anything else. I'm sure that the person who first came up with the knife, who said, hey, I got this great thing. We can take skins off of animals and we can cut. And I'm sure he was shivved immediately thereafter by it. It's one of those things. Hey, listen, I thank you.
It's not, though.
It is.
And if you listen to these men who know about it very intricately, they will tell you that everybody who says what you just said is really not aware of the power that we're giving over to this entity.
I am aware of it, but the best part about it is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I wish I could stop it.
If you're thinking about changing schools, Why wait? At Manhattan University, love those guys. You don't have to start over. With transfer-friendly pathways, your credits count, and you keep moving forward. From day one, you're part of Jasper Nation, preparing for the real world. And with New York City just a train away, opportunity is everywhere. Ready to move forward without missing a step? Visit manhattan.edu/transfer and enroll today. Manhattan University. Don't start over, move forward.